So I'm sitting here in my car, and the storm is amazing. It's thunder and lightning. If you could see the sky right now, I'll try to show it to you after. I'll try to add it to this. But it made me think about the storms of life. And I know that last year, 2016, into this year, excuse me, I have the hiccups. So many people have gone through their own personal storms, whether it be financial, losing someone you love very deeply, through death or divorce, somebody betraying you. Sometimes life can feel like one big mess, and you cry out to God, and it seems like He's not there. Well, I want you to know that He's always there. Sometimes He lets us fall, or He lets us go through the storm, and it appears as if we're falling, because He wants us to cry out to Him. So first and foremost, think about this. Are you trying to do it on your own? Are you excuse me, I have the hiccups. Are you trying? I was listening to a young man yesterday who doesn't believe, but he kept saying, I know the Bible, I know about all that, and I just don't believe, and I can do it. He's in a really tough place in his life right now, and he's like, well, I can do it, I'm strong, I'll figure it out. Sometimes God is saying, if you think you can figure it out, go ahead and figure it out. That's one thing. God is a gentleman. He's not going to intervene if we don't want to. So sometimes people say, hey, He wasn't there for me. Did you see that lightning? But in actuality, He is there for you. It's just you don't want Him there. Does that make sense? And other times we bring it on ourselves because we are living the wrong way. Other times it just happens and there's no rhyme or reason. And we won't know until we get to the other side. But there is this great deception going on. And it's been going on for forever. I mean, it's been around forever, obviously, in the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve. But I think lately it's become mainstream, where in the past, maybe it wasn't so mainstream. Maybe it was a small community over here, or, now it's mainstream. Now we look at things, think about it, we're desensitized to all sorts of stuff because the media, TV, just the world in general is accepting of it. If you think about it, at least in the United States, the last great generation was the Great Generation. And then we've got the baby boomers who started with women's liberation and feminism and free love and whatever. The civil rights movement. The civil rights movement isn't bad in and of itself. I mean, the women's liberation movement isn't bad in and of itself. But you take it to an extreme, women's liberation. Now, I was just talking to a man today who let me go ahead of him in line. And he says, I know it's rare today, but women, I don't know if you're going to get insulted or not. Well, let me tell you, there are still some women out there that want the door open for them. It's not that I'm not capable of opening the door. Of course I am. And if you need help, I'll open the door for you. But I'm not going to get insulted if you open the door for me, or if you let me go ahead of you in line, or if you pull out my chair for me, or if you go get the car when it's raining like this. Anyway, I feel like that was part, at least in the United States or in the Western world, part of the Great Deception. See, because Satan and his demonic entities don't come right out. They're not going to show themselves to be who they are. The Bible says, and it's true, he can disguise himself as an angel of light. So when I hear people talking about angels and praying to angels, why do you think the Bible tells us not to pray to angels? Angels are messengers of God. We pray to God and the angels can do their work. We don't pray directly to angels. We don't pray directly to our loved ones. People have so many questions about the afterlife, and some people don't believe in it at all, and then others believe only in, God is love, and if God is love, everything's fine. Well, God is a God of love and mercy and grace, but he's also a God of justice. And if he wasn't, what a crazy, crazy place this would be. Even worse than it is. What a crazy place the afterlife would be. Because we can say, oh, I don't want this pedophile or serial killer getting off. I want God to punish him. But yet we don't think about ourselves. None of us are perfect, right? I'm not saying God's a punishing God. What I'm saying is he's a God of justice. He set things up the way he set things up. And whether we like it or not, whether we agree with it or not, it is what it is. And there's this great deception out there. And I used to be a part of it. It's the New Age movement. And what the New Age movement does is it takes this much truth and this much lie and mixes it together so that it appears to be the truth. It is also tickling to the ears. It's what you want to hear. I was just talking to a woman the other day who was deep into the New Age movement, and I knew everything that she was saying sounded familiar to me. I used to speak that language. As she's telling me just how healed she is, she keeps going back to the wounds and back to the wounds and back to the wounds and keeps repeating this and repeating this and repeating this. Because you know what? Jesus isn't just an ascended master. Jesus isn't just a consciousness. Jesus isn't a representation of a collection of ascended masters. Those are all things that are commonplace in the New Age movement. We are all gods. Look within yourself for your strength. God is God, and we are God's creation. We are made in his image. We are not little gods. And I could go on and on and on about the deception of the New Age movement, but what I want you to know is whether it's the New Age movement, some cult-like religion, whether you're secular in your beliefs and you want to go for the world, whatever any of those things are, think about it for a second. It's a deception designed to, get rich here. Even some of the so-called televangelists. The Bible does say, the Lord does say, test me on this, talking about money. Give and I will pay you back tenfold, right? He does say that. He does talk about tithing, which is the 10%. And the 10% is only there. God doesn't need your money. What it does is it helps the spiritual community that you belong to, whether it be your local church. It should be your group, whether it be your local church or your spiritual group. The person that enlightens you spiritually should get your 10%, not somebody online. If that person is your person, it should be that person, but it shouldn't be just some stranger, okay? And you can't just say, oh, well, I give to charity, because that goes above and beyond the 10%. But the reason he does this is not because he needs money. The local community needs money, and so it helps to build that, and then the local community can help those in need. So it works that way, but it also helps you to trust him. Because if you're down to your last dollar and you're bound and determined to give that 10 cents with a cheerful heart, it's your decision. He doesn't force anybody to do anything. We don't live under the law. We live under grace. So we're not forced to do it. It's not a law that we have to follow. We're not Pharisees here. But if you do it and you show the Lord, hey, I know that dollar came from you. Here's 10%. Here's 10 cents to my local community, my local church. And when I see that homeless person, or when a friend needs help, or the food bank needs help, or whatever the case may be, the Cancer Society, whatever you choose, and then you give another 10 or 20 cents, and you trust that the Lord's going to make you whole. He will make you whole. But when you've got these televangelists or these big megachurch preachers saying, give to me, and they're getting loaded and living in these big houses as their people starve, they're taking the Bible and twisting it. So it's not just the New Age movement. Christians are guilty of it. Catholics are guilty of it. Jews are guilty of it. Muslims live under the law strictly, and it's, don't even get me going on that. Then you've got the cult-like things. But, if this is why we have to be so discerning. Right now, more importantly than ever before, at least in my lifetime, we got a shift going on. Are you getting ringing in the ears? You're getting headaches? You're feeling more fatigued than ever? Aches and pains where you just out of nowhere, no, unexplainable, having a hard time sleeping. Maybe you're sleeping too much, a little oversensitive. Yeah, it could be hormones. It could be your Lyme disease. It could be your fibromyalgia, or it could be this shift. We need people to wake up. There is a mass deception, the great deception. It's going on right now. You know, the Bible says, I'm not going to let it go on that long, because if it went on too long, even those who are true believers might fall for it. I am so grateful that I was pulled out of it. And you know what? I did have a near-death experience. And I hear some of these near-death experiences and I say, oh Lord, that's a deception. Not that I'm saying mine and everybody else's has to be the same. But there are, you know, some people say there's no absolute truth. I used to be one of those people. There is an absolute truth. The absolute truth is that the Lord is the Lord is the Lord, and that's it. There's only one. Take it or leave it. Take it for what it's worth. I want you people to know the truth. And the truth of the matter is that he loves you so much that he's not going to be okay with you going around hurting yourself. You know what? Excuse me. You know why he came up with the 10 Commandments? You know why he tells us not to do certain things? It's for our own benefit. Because sin throws you down and keeps you down. Sure, it may not feel that way at the time that you're doing it. But mark my words, you know, I was just reading today about how adultery is sure to destroy you. And it does. It actually talks about how a good woman can lift you up and a bad woman can bring you down. And that's the absolute truth. And it's vice versa, too. He loves us so much that he's not okay with us doing wrong. He's a good, good father. He's full of mercy and love. And you know what? If you come to him and you say, you know what? I screwed up again. I can't stop doing this. Or I can't get out of this situation myself. I know that in comparison to other people, I may be great. I hear people say it all the time. I'm a good person. And maybe you are in comparison to other people. But to a holy, 100% perfect Lord, compare yourself to that. And realize that you need him. And the day that you turn around and you say, I'm not perfect and I need you, that's all it takes. If you're sincere at heart, he says, come on. I forgive you. And not only do I forgive you, I remember your sins no more. He's better than we are. Because when we forgive somebody, we don't forget. Even if we try to forget, we don't forget. He promises us that he will forget. And he will forgive. But it's not just like, hey, live your life, do whatever you want, and then say a few prayers and you're in. He's not going to be mocked. He's not going to be made a fool of. So you know what? If you're going through a storm right now, I'm sure you can see the rain through my window. Trust him. If you've never trusted him before, trust him. He may not give you exactly what you want, but you got to trust him to do exactly what is best for you. One thing I can tell you is that since I've been ripped out of that deception and brought to the truth, he's changed me inside. It's not me. There are things that I used to think were okay that now I know, and I am so grateful. I praise him that he got me away from that. And when I hear other people talk about it, it makes me cringe because I know that they're going down the wrong road. I can see in very so-called innocent, like TV shows and this and that, the children are watching. I can see the evil in that. And I'm not one of those radicals that are like, don't do this, don't do that. I'm saying my spiritual eyes are open. I can see the harm and the damage. I can see the trickery. Like I said, Satan doesn't just say, I'm evil, here it is. No, he's going to get you little by little by little. Like, go back to, the hippie stage and the free love and the women's rights movement. Not that women shouldn't have rights. Of course they should. Everybody should be equal, right? But now we've got the breakdown of the family. We've got children growing up with no dad, never knowing who their dad is, or never knowing who their mom is. Or the mom's out working her butt off. She's never spending time with her kids. Neither is the dad. So they're stuck with no parent at home. They're being raised by a television and a daycare provider. We've got drug addiction out of control. We've got adultery nobody blinks an eye at. We've got little kids playing things like Grand Theft Auto where they're killing people. We see drug abuse and adultery and sexual immorality. It's normal. It's commonplace. It's even in cartoons. Come on, people. The time's running short. Come to the Lord. I'm going to tell you about my near-death experience in another video. I'm going to tell you what happened to me. And like I said, I'm not saying mine is right and everybody else's is wrong. But through the years, I praise God, I've come to know the truth. So for those of you who are opening up through this shift, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Or find somebody else that is grounded in God and listen to them. The Lord is there for you, but the negative, the demonic, the evil is real too. Don't be mistaken and think that it's just as powerful as God and there's this battle going on equally. It's not. Satan's not as powerful as God. He's not omnipotent. He's not omnipotent. He's not omnipresent. He can't read our minds. He can put negative thoughts in our minds. He can't be everywhere at once, but he has all these workers working for him. Think about it. One third of the angels fell with him. 1/3 of the angels is a lot. 1/3 of a lot is a lot, you know. But we've also got angels on our side. Don't let him bring you down. Don't let him have you believe the lies. You know, I got this long message from that girl I was telling you about who's deep into the New Age movement. And she thinks she's healed. She thinks she's good. She thinks she's at peace. And all she's thinking about is all the abuse, all the hardship. And she's projecting that onto her son now. Sad, really. And we have the Great Commission. Once you know the Lord, you have to tell others about it. You can't help it. We're not pushing it down your throat. Honestly, it's none of my business what you believe. But if you're coming to me for help, I want you to know that I'm grounded in the Lord and I'm going to help you to the best of my ability. But I'm going to help you turn to Him. I could go on, but this video is getting too long. I'm going to tell you about my near-death experience, which happened quite some time ago. I'm going to tell you my whole story. My testimony is going to take way too long to do one video. But you know what? Bottom line is, if you're going through a storm right now, reach out. Get down on your knees right in your living room, right in your bedroom, whatever. Or you can, if you need help, call me. Email me. I'm a spiritual life coach. I will help you. If you're opening up and you don't know which way to go, you feel like you might be deceived or whatever, I'm open to help you. I'm a life coach. I have life coach contracts. I do have to charge for the life coaching because that's how I earn my living. But I'm more than willing to work with people. Because I'm not going to let money, and like I tell everybody, don't let money get in the way of getting help. We can work something out. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that. Speaking of money, if you are one of the people that can spare a few dollars, paypal.me/Light Insights, or there's a GoFundMe page. It's www.gofundme.com/please-help my friend. You'd be doing a great service because, like I said before in other videos, I do a whole lot of stuff. I offer a lot of stuff without charge because my goal is to help people. Like I said, life coaching, private sessions, groups, those those kinds of things I have to charge for. But I have been known to slash the price for people. If you need it, don't let money stop you. We'll work something out. We can either do payments, we can reduce the price, whatever it takes, okay? That's why I ask for donations, because I am always, always willing to do that. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to share, like I said, my testimony, my near-death. It all kind of goes together, but it would take hours. Maybe I'll break it up into parts. All right, you guys, take care. I'm praying for if you need prayer. Definitely let me know. Before we end, I would like you, please say a prayer for my grandchildren. They need it. I'm not going to go into detail, but they need it. Lies and deception. I know that the Lord will turn that around, but right now that's where it stands, that the world is winning. I ask that you say special prayers for Stephen and Andrea. Stephen has strayed, and I'm just asking for the Lord to open his eyes, and whatever happens, happens. Keep Andrea strong. Pray for Cindy that she has good health and money. Pray for Jamie. Pray for Marga. Pray for Tammy, Lisa, and Val. Terry, my friend Terry. She's very ill. Um, Julie, my friend Julie, my other friend Julie, who is struggling, who has lost her husband. My friend Julie J, she's struggling financially. Jody, Marcy, I'm trying to think. There's so many people. If I didn't mention your name, it's not because I'm not thinking about you. And pray for me, please. I still need to find solid ground to work out of and to live out of with my family. My kitty cat's going in for surgery in the morning. Please pray for him. And I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I ask that you pray for me. And I'm praying for you guys. I love you guys, especially my YouTube and Facebook community. I love you. Oh, and Google Plus. I love my community. I really wish we could get together. If you, again, I'm going to say it again. If you guys would like to do an online get together, I've only heard a response from one person. I know there are other people out there that want to do it. I'm also doing an advertising. It's going out on the 15th, whether anybody's on there or not. It goes out with my newsletter. It's going to have advertising all throughout it. I'm going to do physical mailing 4 times a year, and I'm going to do an emailing once a month. And if you want to advertise with me, I'm going to add you on to like my YouTube, my Google Plus, my Facebook, all the social media that I do, and the blog that I have. I'm out there. So guys, come on, advertise with me. Let's join together. Not only let's advertise, but why don't we be helpful to each other? Give each other ideas, referrals. Let's build our businesses together. All right? All right, you guys, take care. I'm sorry this video is so long. Don't be deceived. Use discernment. Keep your eyes wide open. Put God first and help each other out. Help somebody. It makes you feel good. All right, I'll talk to you later.